This is sports stuff, betting stuff.
Let's go. Let's
Touchdown.
go.
Welcome
Wasn't
to,
it a great week?
well, we followed up our best week collectively as a show with a mediocre week.
I
It
stepped
wasn't a bad
backwards.
week. I mean, it wasn't the worst week.
That's true. I thought it was going to be much worse. My college Saturday was. Ugh. I almost dropped an F-ball on the betting show.
Well, that's not the first time that would happen.
Yeah, I
This
don't want to do it off the
is
rip, though.
Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I'm your host, the original degenerate, Muff.
I am Jim, the soon-to-be Ohio degenerate.
And I am Alex, the medical degenerate.
Playing the role today. Very
Thank
nice
you.
of you.
Those that are watching along on YouTube here, Alex is in full medical garb.
And
I mean, I'm rocking the Ohio today.
yeah,
You know,
4 in a row? That's not current.
I know it's an old sweatshirt, brah.
you should not have showed that.
I know. I gotta have faith in the boy.
Is this a quick call? Or is this just supportive?
I'm just supportive.
Okay. That's fair. All right. So this is our Thanksgiving edition of Sports Stuff Betting Stuff. So hopefully y'all are getting into this prior to the Thanksgiving Day games.
You know, Muff, I like to think that they're basting their turkey, they're mashing their taters, and they hear our voices. They're our blissful voices, the sounds of angels, as
Sounds
they're
of,
prepping the meals.
sounds of angels and the sounds of money hitting their bank accounts.
Yes.
So before we get into the betting part of this episode, let's do a little Thanksgiving. We'll just say something that we're kind of, I don't know, forced to do, but we're just going to do it anyway. What are the foods that we most look forward to at Thanksgiving besides turkey?
Oh, besides turkey.
Besides turkey,
Oh,
it's maybe mac and cheese. That was Alex's.
Actually, it's really mashed potatoes.
I'm a big mashed tater guy.
Mhm.
Big
I love-
mashed tater guy.
I love to take my turkey and like scoop a bunch of mashed potatoes with the turkey.
Yep. Yep. Bunk cakes. Big fan of bunk cakes right now.
Yeah, I gotta get my bunk cake.
Yeah.
I like buns and I like cakes. I will say that for me, it's stuffing.
So
Not dry stuffing though. It's got to be
what
wet
are we talking
stuffing.
stuffing? Like not stovetop?
I don't like stuffing. I shouldn't say I don't like it. I just like there's a lot of going on with it.
I'm talking wet stuffing from the turkey.
Okay. Members of my house, like my father, like I grew up in a very divisive house, but my mother was from New England. My father here in Ohio. My father had oyster dressing. My mother had the New England dressing with the apples and things. Have you had oyster dressing like with oysters?
No.
It is the most gross, disgusting thing, but like my family eats that up. Yeah.
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 I would say a close second for me is the green bean casserole.
Oh, I can't.
My aunt makes a super good like broccoli casserole. I don't know if it'll be like a Thanksgiving thing. It's kind of off, but it's literally just like a shit ton of cheese, broccoli, and Ritz crackers, and I love it. That's the aunt who made the guest appearance after the back.
Oh yeah.
What's your aunt's name again?
Lisa.
Aunt Lisa.
Shout out Aunt Lisa.
Shout out. Any other Thanksgiving things that you look forward to?
My oldest, 3 years ago, decided she was going to dabble in the Thanksgiving prep. She made a pie, and like she was 3. When you're that age, you're like, okay, here we go, and you're thinking like this is going to be a disaster. And Joe let her have at it, and it's a cranberry pie,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned out like really good. And like, don't ask us how she did it because I couldn't tell you what she put in it, but like she tries to replicate it every year. And so for the last 2, she's done really well. So it's like spin the wheel. So I'm really excited for that. I can say like her experimental pie is a fun thing that I look forward to.
Okay.
So
Okay.
one year my family tried to do a Thanksgiving tablecloth, and every year the thought was that the grandkids would all write something on there that they're thankful for.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we had it for 1 year. The first year, everyone wrote what they were thankful for with adult supervision, and during dinner, like some of the smaller kids like went all about their business, and my cousin Seth wrote butts on it. Because there's no longer a Thanksgiving tablecloth.
Good job, Seth.
And they were like, who wrote butts on it? And there was this clear line where like the boys younger than him were too young to know how to write, and then like the boys older than him knew better. So he was just screwed.
On an island.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was
Completely the wrong time for him to make that move.
I was hoping that you were gonna, end this story with Alex got really drunk and wrote something on the tablecloth.
Yeah, that
No,
was
it was
that
at
was a
grandma's
Bible.
house. It was at grandma's house. Anywhere else, there would be a good possibility that that could also happen. But
Not a great.
So you don't go drunk to grandma's?
I usually get drunk at grandma's. You're right, but
Okay.
All right.
Muff,
Before we
what
get
about
into
you?
this,
Got any Thanksgiving traditions?
watch football.
That
Yes.
sounds about right.
It's about what I do. Cranberry sauce. Since you brought up cranberry pie, Jim.
Yeah.
What's everybody's stance on cranberry sauce, and then we'll toss it our way into the betting discussions.
Give me the can. Give me the jellified canned cranberry. I'm that guy.
I think I'm just good with none of it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I'm usually. I mean, it's always there, but it's one of those things that's there and nobody really touches it.
Nope. I like it when you pull it out. It looks like the can that you pulled it out of, and then you make slices in it. Yep. Give me it.
You can keep it.
Yep, you can have all of it, Jim. You can have all
Thank
of it.
you.
All right, so hopefully everyone gets to enjoy the Thanksgiving Day with friends and family, and all of the bets that will be upcoming.
So this episode is turkey related.
This episode is turkey related, not chicken related, turkey related.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the show here. Last week's best bets. Alex,
Best, huh?
mediocrity is king.
500. All right. So I won 3. My 3 victories were Duke plus 7.5, the Commanders minus 3.5, and the 49ers minus 8.5. The losses were TCU minus 2.5, the Georgia Kentucky over 49.5, and the Vikings plus 1.5.
Jim,
I contend that one of these should be eradicated from my record. But TCU
Why?
and Baylor, I lost. I'll get to it. Ole Miss at Arkansas, Ole Miss minus 2.5. I lost. Georgia minus 22.5 against Kentucky. I lost. I lost the Lions at the Giants. Giants minus 3.5. Lost. And the one I believe that should be stricken from my record, the Ohio State at Maryland minus 27.5. Muff baited me into that, and I feel like
hey,
it's not
my
fair.
fault. It's not my fault. You bet.
And then
I was just trying to get you to instill confidence in your team, which, I mean, you didn't want to bet them, so there wasn't a lot of confidence. So, I mean, the fact that you're wearing the shirt today, I think, is a little bit of makeup.
Easy does it. Okay. So USC at UCLA, I won. Penn State, I won. I won with the Commanders, and I won with the Patriots. Thank you, Patriots, on that late BS touchdown.
Yeah, it's just punt return.
Thank you.
Never mind the potential block, illegal block.
Yeah.
Jim went 4-5. Alex was 3-3, and I went 3-5. My losses for last week were TCU to cover 2.5, Georgia to cover 22.5, Giants to cover 3, Vikings money line, and Chiefs to cover 5.5. My 3 wins were USC covering 1.5 versus UCLA, the Commanders covering 3.5 versus the Texans, and the Raiders Broncos under 41.5, putting me at a 3-5 record, which brings our running best bets records for the
Before
season.
you start that, Muff,
Yes,
I just want to comment on all of our bets. A lot of these were strong picks. Like people are like, look at these jackasses losing. This is not a good week for them. Like, these games were shockers
Yeah,
in the
everyone.
fashion that we lost. So I don't feel like that should be held against us and our credibility.
Agree.
Everyone, don't question our credibility.
Not on this week. Listen to more episodes.
Listen to more. So the running best bets records. I am at 43, 41, and 2. Alex is at 46, 48, and 1. And Jim is at 48, 52, and 2.
I have a question about your math. You say in your record 43, 41, and 2, and that you're 500. For
Correct.
mathematicians out there, please explain.
Yeah, he has won half his games.
I have won half of the games. 43, 41.
Oh, see, thank you.
It's a winning
Gotcha.
record. It's a winning record, not a not losing record.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yes.
Understand now. Thank you.
Yes. So that's where the 500 comes into
So
play.
then
on
if I'm
44, 40.
48, 52, and 2, I need to win 6 games to break up to 500.
Correct.
Fudge. All right. Here I'm sitting, I'm chasing 4. I'm actually chasing 6.
You're actually chasing 6 now. And in our specialty picks this past week, the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week
Kapow, pow, pow.
was TCU minus 2.5 against Baylor was a loss, which means the hit stick pick is now 5, 6, and 1 this season.
So we have to win 2 there, Jim.
Yeah, I got it now. Math.
Neil Brown risky pick of the week.
But down.
Vikings money line taking on the Cowboys was a big fat L.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
This was the L of L's, which brings that to 6 and 6, which is easy math, 500. And lastly, the Punisher parlay.
Punisher.
All legs lost.
Wasn't a good one
Should
for
we
the
just cancel
Punisher.
it this week?
Does it mean it's just Alex and the? Was it
Well,
Jim?
I set out.
Is it just Jim and the All-Star pick? Or
It
is
just
this
shows
gonna-
you that
is
if I'm
this
not involved, the thing
I
just
think it's
bottoms
Jim
out.
and, Jim and the risky pick.
Jim and the risky pick? Okay,
All right, I'm down.
that would be
Now
the
Mike
Punisher.
Allstott lost.
That's true.
So did the risky pick.
Oh, good point. So just Jim.
Well, it's no longer a parlay then.
That's not parlay. It's,
Jim gives the Jim awesome pick of the week, the one he's most confident in.
I mean, I'll make you a parlay if you want. But then, like, the Punisher thing's gone. So I think this is where we start over.
Yeah.
Just don't totally reset.
We're all
We're
back in
all
again.
back in.
Yeah.
Do we
Okay.
take a week off, or do we just?
No, we're back in, baby.
We're all just back in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we will get actually, you know what? Before we get into the college football lines, do we
Okay.
want to go over the college football rankings?
Sure.
So the rankings came out on Tuesday evening, correct?
This is the playoff. We're only doing the top
The
6
playoff.
here.
We'll do the top. I feel like top 6 is the matter of conversation.
Okay.
So the playoff rankings of no surprise, really. Georgia still at number 1. Ohio State is at 2. Michigan at 3. TCU at 4. LSU at 5. And USC at 6. Tennessee falls all the way to 10. Oregon at 9. I think those are the big jumps, right?
Yeah, nobody really cares after 6.
You hope you don't have to care after 6.
I still don't really care.
Okay. Any initial thoughts? I mean, this is about what we expected, right?
I saw the numbers for the decision on who to make 5 and who to make 6,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the strength of wins and the strength of schedule that put LSU over USC.
Mm-hmm.
And they also the committee talked about the win over UCLA was not as strong as they wanted it to be in order to put them over LSU. And that all tracks. So
Well, and the LSU conversation is going to pan itself out anyway.
twice,
Right,
because I
either-
think this week or next, this week or the championship week, they're going to get tested.
Well, they're in the championship no matter what, so they're
Right,
getting
and I think
tested
they
there.
could lose this week. Even if they lose this week and beat Georgia, I still don't see LSU making it.
Oh, if they beat Georgia, they're in.
No, if they lost this week and beat Georgia,
No, if they win out.
yeah, I'm saying they could lose this week and beat Georgia, and they're still out.
Yeah, because they're a three loss team.
Right. So I
Alex,
think they might lose this week. Tell you the truth.
Alex, any thoughts?
Not really. I was operating on people's bellies. I didn't have time to mentally prepare for. I don't think they did anything asinine.
No.
I stand by all my thoughts that I expressed on Monday's show.
I also believe that there is a possibility for two Big Ten teams to get in.
I strongly disagree.
There would have to be upsets.
I believe that there's a possibility.
And USC not winning the Pac-12.
No, I still think they get in.
ECU would have to lose, and USC would have to lose.
I think there's a world in which we live where there could be a Georgia winner of the game, USC loser of the game.
No. Why are you kicking out TCU if they aren't upset?
I'm saying they could be upset.
That's what I said. If there were upsets, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
I think they get
Potential.
upset. And then there's two in there.
I still don't know about it. We'll
You don't
see.
know about it because you don't think the committee will put two Big Ten teams in
I
there?
think that the better chance would be if Ohio State loses. I think that if Michigan loses, they're out. I think if Ohio State loses, there's a chance. And I don't think that that's necessarily right. But I just,
But you're okay with LSU getting in?
no. I said if TCU loses
Uh-huh.
and Michigan beats Ohio State Saturday, I think that the chance of Ohio State being the fourth team in versus if Ohio State beats Michigan.
Right. I understand what you said.
I see
My
what you're
question
saying.
is, if you're not okay with a
You take
one-loss Ohio
Michigan and
State
you
team
take
getting
LSU.
in, but you're okay with a two-loss LSU getting in, how
Yeah,
does that
they-
track?
LSU would have to beat Georgia.
Remember, the committee has said that they give some level of elevation
For the championship.
towards the championships,
I know.
and this would be the second time
Oh,
Ohio
here comes
State-
the butt-hurt Penn State fan.
that an Ohio State would not be in the championship game and get in.
Still
if they
don't
lose.
care. The Big Ten championship game's a joke.
Well, it's going to be.
It's been a joke the last 2 years. Possibly 3.
All right. Anything else on the playoff rankings?
I think the committee deserves some sort of credit because they haven't botched this all year.
I don't think there's been an opportunity to botch it yet.
Well,
It's been pretty laid out for them.
Yeah, I think they've been easily able to make this work.
yeah.
And it helps that like Tennessee didn't continue
Mhm.
on. And you really think that LSU is going to lose to Texas A&M of all teams, Jim?
I think it's a possible.
Of all teams, you're going to say
I think
Jimbo
it's
Fisher is
possible.
going to beat them.
Well, it's like which asshat do I pick? Brian Kelly or Jimbo Fisher?
We've said Brian Kelly's no longer an idiot.
I said asshat. I didn't say idiot.
I'm not sure where the change of term
There's a
went in.
small distinction.
I would like you to explain this to the world.
I'm not forgiving Brian Kelly for his faux Louisiana accent. Like that still makes him an asshat.
I don't think you've called him that yet. That's why I was curious.
Well, I knew I couldn't call him an idiot.
Okay. Any other thoughts before we get into this week's college football lines?
No.
All right. Brings us into college football starting on Thursday tonight, Thanksgiving night in the Egg Bowl. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi.
The Egg Bowl?
Somebody look that up for me.
I'm doing it right now.
Mississippi State at Ole Miss. Ole Miss favored by 2.5.
Yeah,
over under
Mississippi State, Ole
59.
Miss Egg Bowl.
Hey,
Battle for the golden egg.
I got something right today.
Good for you, buddy.
Ole Miss minus 2.5 over under 59.5. Jim, do you have any thoughts since you've been an Ole Miss supporter?
With the Lane Kiffin controversy about him going to Auburn,
Okay.
him having a team meeting today, I'm not very hot. It's a Thursday game, which I'm shying away from anyway. That controversy, the way they played last week, Mississippi State is coached by Mike, right?
Mike Leach.
I'm not messing with that game.
So do you think this Lane Kiffin thing is real drama? Because he put the reporter that reported it in a body bag.
I think it's
As
enough
if it-
drama that it will cause some players doubt. I mean, he has the history. I think it causes enough stir. I think it's funny that it's the Mississippi reporter is the one that did it. They're playing this like it's a Mississippi rivalry game.
Mhm.
I'm okay with it, but I don't think I'm not touching this game.
That makes two of us. Alex?
No, not touching it.
Okay, which brings us into post-Thanksgiving festivities on Big Shopping Friday. Got number 19 Tulane at number 21 Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 2.5, over under 46.5.
You guys can have this out because I think you both land on opposite sides of the track.
I'm gonna take Cincinnati to cover 2.5 in this one.
I'm gonna take Tulane to cover 2.5.
Which is funny because Alex is typically a Cincinnati supporter.
Yeah, but when I watch that Tulane game, they just looked good. It was just an eye test thing for me.
That's the stance I've been taking all year. Muff, I don't understand why you're even dipping your toes in this because you've shied away from all Tulane action.
Take Cincinnati at home in a big game.
I would side with Alex on this.
Last week, I believe we made a misstep because we took a lot of away favorites.
That's a fair point.
Bring me back to the home favorite in a ranked matchup in a big game. I'm going to take the home team.
All right.
I will lean this way. I'm leaning Tulane. I might just stay away from it. But my gut reaction is go with Alex on this.
Okay. Next, we have Baylor at number 24 Texas. Texas minus 8.5, over under 55.5. I'm staying away from Texas because they've already screwed me this year.
And the whole Baylor thing, and no. First off, I don't think Texas beats anybody by 8.5 in the Big 12, and certainly not Baylor.
Big 12 fan, Alex?
I lean Texas. Not enough to put my money on it.
I like the over.
It's a low total for a Big 12 game. But I don't know. I get burned on the Big 12 games overs.
Yeah.
So
Me
I think I'm just
too.
going to stay away from that one. I think I'm going to stay away.
Me too. Next, we have Arkansas at Missouri. Arkansas minus 3, over under 55.5. Again, common number.
Why should I not take Arkansas in this game?
Because you can't, they're too hot cold. And right now they're running hot. And Missouri's a good team to burn you.
I know.
I thought the same
I was hoping
thing.
you're going to put a qualifier on that. Not a good team, but a good team to burn you.
I want to do the same thing, but I'm not getting burned.
I know. It's tempting.
The spread's right where you want it to be in that scenario.
My gut says don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm staying away.
All right.
Okay. Next, we have NC State at 18 North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 6.5, with the over-under again at 55.5.
I need talked out of the UNC pick because I'm real hammer home UNC on this one. I think NC State is shit.
NC State is shit, and I don't know. Go ahead, Muff. Talk us out of it.
I'm going to say it's a rivalry game, and I don't think records matter at all coming into this one. So feel free to take it. Feel free to take it because it's the at-home favorite. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to stay away.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
I'm thinking about it, but I'm not going to.
Okay. Next, we have Nebraska at Iowa. In a game for Iowa to get into the Big Ten championship game, they are favored by 10.5. with 38.5 is the over-under number.
I like the over. I like Iowa to win. I don't think they win by 10.5, but it's against Nebraska, and the rule is don't bet this
Nebraska.
game.
Jim
Yeah.
doesn't bet on Nebraska.
Iowa, I don't. I mean, Iowa
Iowa over, yeah.
Iowa outscores somebody by 10.5 because they have a special teams touchdown and 2 defensive touchdowns to go along with their 2 field goals. Like that's how they outscore somebody by 10.5.
They're playing Nebraska. All plausible.
Oh, I agree. I don't see Nebraska scoring more than 6 points in this game.
Yeah, no.
Negative. It ain't happening for me.
So I'm staying away either way. I'm just.
Yep.
All right. We have 17 UCLA taking on Cal at Cal. UCLA favored by 10.5. 60.5 is the over-under number.
Here's another leaner, but I think it's because I bought into I got to see UCLA and USC play. UCLA is a great team. I think that Cal is a shit team. Meh.
I know UCLA is a tempting pick for me here.
The 10.5 is what I'm sketchy on.
I know if it was 9.5, I think I'd jump on it.
This is another one of those rivalry games where UCLA is playing away. So
we don't want to pick the away favorite.
I don't want to pick the away team too heavily with that many points.
All right. Let it be writ.
And lastly, in Friday night games of note for us, Florida at 16, Florida State. Florida State favored by 9.5, over under 57.5. Give me Florida State to cover. I'm going to jump aboard with Alex, the Florida State train.
Yep.
Choo-choo.
That is a risky, in my world, risky pick.
Why is it a risky pick in your world?
I don't think Florida State covers.
Well, I don't think North Carolina's going to cover, but here we are.
I agree. And I think that is a rivalry game that's very much up there and very much volatile. Florida has sucked as of late.
Florida State has not.
I am leaning, but Florida State got hot. Are they good or are they just on a roll here?
Ohio State's on a roll. Does it mean they're good?
There's a difference, and you know it. So quit playing that game with me.
Well, I'm just curious of what the difference is. If Florida State keeps winning, why are they on a roll and not good?
Look who they played.
They've won some pretty decent games.
Yeah, they've been covering,
but nothing of significance, and they lost to NC State.
That was earlier,
prior to their roll.
Yeah, exactly. Notre Dame lost.
Okay, so they beat to start the roll. They beat Georgia Tech 41-16. That's a good win. They beat Miami 45-3. Okay,
great win.
Then they beat Syracuse, who we all have said is going down the drain.
Ranked Syracuse at the time.
No, they weren't.
Oh, this was after.
I think.
And then Louisiana. And then Louisiana.
I mean, Florida is not good this year. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I'm sticking where I'm at.
Staying, Jim. Staying. Brings us into Saturday's games. We have number 3, Michigan at number 2, Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 7.5, over under 56.5. We've got, what about low 50s, some rain coming through.
That doesn't mean shit. Unless you're betting the over-unders.
I kind of like the over here.
If I were to put a best bet to this, I would actually probably take the under.
I'm not going to take a best bet.
Oh, I'm not taking this anywhere in a best bet, but if I was forced to one of the traditional choices, I would take the under 56.5. Jim, not even going to talk about it?
Nope.
Not even a little bit?
Nope.
Okay, so Jim takes Michigan money line.
You say whatever you want to say, buddy.
West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State minus 8.5, over under 63.
Can you get prop bets, Muff?
I don't know.
Muffnack?
You can see whatever you see on your FanDuel app, James. And that's what I see. Alex, what do you think about WU?
Like, I want to say WVU to cover because they look like garbage the last couple weeks. So, or last week. So it makes sense that they would have a decent game this week. But that's literally the only thing I have for you there.
Okay.
I'm so burned out on. I just need Neil Brown to go.
Fair enough. We have South Carolina at number 7 Clemson. Clemson favored by 14.5, over under 51.5.
I want South Carolina to win this one
Could you
so
imagine
bad,
down Tennessee and then Clemson?
but I don't see them doing it twice.
Well, you don't see him doing it twice this time on the road.
Yeah, I just no.
I think that means something in this one. Yeah, I'm staying away. Staying away. I don't trust anything. Georgia Tech at number 1 Georgia. Georgia favored by 36.5, over under 48.5. We are looking at a 42-6 game.
Hey Muff, do some math for me. What's 32.2 plus 25.3?
What?
32.2. So 32.
That's 25. It's 57, 58.
Why?
And who said they wanted the over in the Ohio State Michigan game?
I said that I
Alex.
would have taken the over and said the under.
So they have done computer models.
Why are we going back to the Ohio State game? We're done with that.
Because
I
I,
didn't
I
wanna talk
wanted to
about it.
find that stat.
We're done talking. You didn't even want to talk about him.
I know, but I wanted to find it for Alex because I wanted to back that up for him. They believe that they ran it a bunch of times, and they believe the score will be 32-25.
So a half point over the over under.
Yes,
So Vegas is also doing this, Jim.
I know, but I'm just telling you what this thing I read. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. What's the game we're on? I'm sorry. I was down a rabbit hole.
Georgia Tech at Georgia.
Not touching a Georgia Tech game. No.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with this either, Alex.
No, if anything, the over, but the over on the Georgia game burned me last week, so I will not be
Yeah.
touching.
Okay, Louisville at Kentucky. Kentucky minus 2.5, over under 43.5.
I want to take Louisville in this kind of.
Oh no.
I actually do as well,
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
but I'm not going to. But that would be, if I was going to lean, I'd lean Louisville plus the points.
I know.
I think
It's-
Louisville's ranked, what, 25th now?
They're not on here. Did the FanDuel burn you this week?
Uh,
Damn FanDuel.
They're 25th in the college football ranking.
Gotcha.
I don't know what FanDuel uses though.
Gotcha.
So, but that's what I would do. Next in the Iron Bowl, Auburn at 9 Alabama. Bama favored by 22.5, over under 49.5.
I want to take it, but like Alabama, do we think they can? It's a rivalry. It's at Bama under Muff's logic.
crazy stuff has happened in
Yeah.
these Iron Bowl games. Remember the kick six?
Yep, I don't want to mess with an Auburn Alabama game ever.
To go back to that Kentucky game real quick, that would be their third loss if they do lose to Louisville in a row.
Okay.
Do we think that's the state of Kentucky right now?
I think so. I think Will
After
Levis
they
has
got
nothing
the
to
match.
play for anymore.
After they got
And that's what
about
that's
being a
kind of what
football
I'm getting
school.
at. What'd you say, Alex? I'm sorry.
After they got in their pissing match about being a football school.
Exactly.
Basketball season started, so nobody cares.
Exactly. They're like, yeah, we're not going to do anything exciting anyway. So moving on.
And
All
then
right.
we're not touching Bama.
No.
Okay.
10 Oregon at 22 Oregon State. Oregon favored by 3.5, over under 58.5. This is going to be the one where I go against that grain. I'm going to take Oregon to cover. Bo Nix is anticipated to play in this game, and I think he shows out.
Yeah.
I also like Oregon to cover.
Me too.
Right. Next, Michigan State at 11 Penn State. Penn State favored by 18.5, over under 52.5. In Sean Clifford's last game in Happy Valley, I choose Penn State to cover 3 touchdowns plus.
Was that 19.5 and you changed it, or
It was 18.5 when I got it earlier today.
okay? I swear I saw it, and it might be confusing from last week's line.
Yeah, the past few weeks they've all been around that 20 mark.
But yeah, I'm taking that too.
Alex, any thoughts?
No,
Ooh, okay.
no. I looked at Penn State, but no.
Penn State's been covering against the mediocre teams. I mean, that's
Yeah.
been their MO most of the year.
It has
So
been. I just think I'm gonna
yeah.
be careful.
Next we have the University of Pittsburgh at Miami. Pitt favored by 6.5, over under 43.5.
I love Pitt. I love Pitt. Somebody talk me out of this one.
Not gonna talk you out of if you love them.
I won't talk you out of this.
I think it's a solid win.
I
Bet
won't
away, buddy.
Okay, it's on my cards.
Okay. Next, we have 6 LSU at Texas A&M. LSU favored by 9.5, over under 47.5. Jim,
I like Texas A&M plus the points.
I'm staying away from
I
this
think
game.
that's wild of you, but
I think that's a very risky pick, Jim.
yes,
Yeah, and that's fair.
Very risky.
It's just my gut.
because I was more leaning towards LSU to cover this.
It's my gut. I'm sorry.
It's up to you, man. You do you.
You do you. Next, we have 13 Notre Dame at number 5 USC. USC favored by 5.5, over under 64.5. I'm going nowhere near Notre Dame right now and what they're doing.
Why?
You
Why
want to take Notre Dame?
I'm going nowhere near Notre
No, I'm
Dame.
asking Alex.
Do I truly? Probably no. But was I slightly tempted with the points, not the win? But I could see it being a field goal game.
Yeah, I don't. I believe USC is going to win, and I think USC is either going to win by 2 touchdowns plus, or it's going to be a field goal game. There's going to be no in between here.
I'm shying away because I have no real there's no vibe for me.
Okay, Alex, you going anywhere with this?
No.
All right. Kansas at number 15, Kansas State. Kansas State favored by 11.5, over under 62.5. Kansas trade, Alex?
No, thank you. No.
No. No, I can't. Kansas State's looked pretty good recently, and Kansas is kind of falling back down a little, so
Yeah.
I think I just stay away.
TCU got a bye this week?
I think they're playing somebody that I didn't care about, so I didn't put them in, if I'm being
No,
real honest.
I'm pretty sure I just checked, and TCU does not have a game this week.
TCU football schedule. They play Saturday, November 26th against Iowa State.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Do we have any concerns about TCU beating Iowa State?
No.
Not.
Okay. Yeah, Alex hopes not. And lastly, 12 Washington at Washington State. Washington only favored by 1.5, over under 60.5.
I like Washington here, but it's a rivalry game, and
Yeah.
it goes back to the same trend that we were talking about. Favorite on the road, rivalry game.
Washington State, it's something about playing at Washington State for everybody.
You're
They
right.
just play tough at home.
It has
But
a little bit of-
I would lean towards Washington to cover if I had to with you. Anything else in the college football world, gents?
I do want to talk about the over in the Iowa State TCU game. It's an over under 47.5.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa State is that Big Ten school that should be. Do we think that it goes over or under? Just
What is the spread?
9.5.
So a 27 to 20-ish game.
Yeah, that tracks, right?
It's close. It's close-ish. So that's on you what you think is going to happen there.
And then Utah, Colorado, over under 52.5.
Utah is going to have to get you most of the way there.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Needed that talked out.
Okay. Anything else in the college world? No? Good.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, which brings us into the men's league, the professional football league, the National Football League. We have our Turkey Day games starting out on Thursday at about 12:30, I believe. We've got the Bills at the Lions. Bills favored by 9.5, over under 54.5 points.
I think Josh Allen shows out here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take it because the Lions have been Lions lately and kind of being sneaky. But
Yeah.
I don't think they win.
Remember the Bills, this is 2 weeks in a row playing in Detroit.
Yeah, I honestly think that the Bills will cover. Not enough to like bet some money on it because I'm trying to chase now 6 games, but I think they cover.
All right, I'm staying away. I don't want to bet against the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. I really don't.
All right.
Next, we have the
So
Giants.
wait, before you go, like, are these considered Thursday games? Or are we? Is this the no Thursday night game? Where does the rule fall in this?
I think Thanksgiving's its own animal. I'm not going to say fade Thursday and Thanksgiving, but I think you still need to be cautious about what you do
Gotcha.
on Thursday.
Gotcha.
Next, we have the Giants at the Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 9.5, over under 45.5. This is the Giants are about to find out if they can really compete in this game.
Yeah.
And if they can't, then we may as well just start fading the Giants the rest of the season.
I kind of want to take the Giants plus the points.
I mean, the Cowboys just dominated
Yeah,
another
the
team
Yeah. If
that
the
has
Cowboys-
that has much better offensive firepower than the
Yeah.
Giants do overall.
me not taking the Giants here is a statement of how good the Cowboys looked last week. Not of
Yeah,
how
but the Cowboys on Thanksgiving are not like they don't tend to show out. All right, I'll stay away. I'll stay away.
you can do whatever you want.
No, I'm good.
Next, in Thursday primetime, we've got the Patriots at the Vikings. Vikings favored by 2.5, over under 42.5. I choose the Vikings to bounce back in this one and cover. Give me the Vikings to cover 2.5. Best bet.
Why? I when you're confident, I feel confident. I like that pick, but I need to know why you like that pick.
This is the Vikings bouncing back from last week's game. The Vikings against the Patriots, right? The Patriots are very good at eliminating one dimension of talent, right? They can shut down a player. The problem is that the Vikings now have 2 to 3 players that you have to shut down. I think Bill's going to have to make a decision, and I think he's going to try to shut down Justin Jefferson, which is going to leave Dalvin Cook and TJ Hawkinson to run the show.
That was the convincing I needed.
Yeah.
To my list.
Mm-hmm.
I was toying with that one a lot, and I just wanted to know what other people were thinking.
And I don't think Mac Jones is in a position to outscore people.
No, I agree.
He can manage a game, but when he gets down, he's not going to be able to bring it back. Which brings us into the Sunday slate. In the early games on Sunday, we have the Ravens at the Jaguars. Ravens -4, over under 43.5. The sexy pick here is the Ravens.
I know.
It is the sexy pick. The Jaguars are coming off a bye, I believe.
Do you think we should do it?
No, I'm not. Nope.
I want to.
Ravens burn you.
Alex, were you talking about the Jaguars?
No, the Ravens.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to talk anybody out of taking the Ravens. This seems too sexy to get on board with to me.
I know. Seems like something's going to go terribly wrong.
Yeah, and we don't know what it is, but we're about to find out.
Yes.
Next, we have the Broncos at the Panthers. Broncos -2.5, over under 36.5 points.
I kind of want the Panthers plus the points.
I know this is a game of which team will suck less.
Yes.
Jim, tell me who the Panthers are playing at quarterback.
I don't really care. I think
I think you
Broncos
should.
suck that bad.
I think you should care, because if there's one thing the Broncos have, it's a defense. And if you don't know who's playing quarterback for the Panthers this week, then who are you to trust to score points against the Broncos defense? The Broncos also just cut Melvin Gordon III, and Lamonte Murray is the starter, and he's about to show out, in my opinion. So I'm not going to say I feel confident enough to take the Broncos -2.5, but I would not feel confident taking the Panthers.
All right. I'll shy away from it.
Next, we have the Falcons at the Commanders. Commanders -4, over under 41.5.
Why didn't you take the Commanders?
Why did I not?
Yeah.
Because I don't. The Falcons, to me, are that team that hangs around. In the fourth quarter, they find a way to either barely lose or win the game. And I do not have confidence in Taylor Heineke yet to win all of the close games.
Okay. They got the defense should be full strength.
Which includes Chase Young.
That's just what I read. They just said
Which
when I was
includes
picking the defense.
So Chase Young is coming back.
Sure. I just read when I
No.
picked the
I'm
defense for
saying
my
that
fantasy,
was he was the only person that I think was not back last week. So that's why I say that.
All right.
So that's up to you, buddy.
I am leaning heavily that way.
Why don't you just take them?
No,
Why do you need Alex and I to put you over the edge? Have your own thoughts and opinions, Jim. Just do it. Like
I'm
Mickey.
behind. I don't want to suck.
Hey, Phil Knight, just do it.
Hey, you shut your face.
Next to the Bucks at the Browns in a game which Nate will be in attendance. The Bucks favored by 3.5, over under 42.5.
Give me the Bucks -3.5.
I don't dislike that pick from you, Alex. I don't dislike
That is
it.
purely based on the fact that I think the Browns suck.
I believe the Bucks are moving away from the Leonard Fournette train now. I think we're going to see a whole different type of offense with him not in the game. And I forget who I think he's a rookie. Smith, maybe is his last name. But I think he adds a different element to this team. So I would lean towards Alex's pick, Bucks to cover.
I'm taking it. Signed, sealed, delivered.
Boom. Next, we have the Bengals at the Titans. Bengals favored by 1.5, over under 42.5. Give me the Titans to cover.
I was going to say, I'm surprised by that line.
Titans plus the points in this game.
I would consider proposing the Titans money line for the risky pick.
You will not hear me disagree, Alex. I think Mike Vrabel puts Joe Burrow on his buttocks a lot this game.
Jim?
Why was the Titans defense better than the Steelers defense?
I feel like he was on his ass a lot.
He was on his ass a lot in the Steelers game. They just didn't
Steelers
sack him.
Offense to support it.
Right.
Okay. All right. I won't touch this one. I don't think so.
Okay. Next, we have the Texans at the Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 13, over under 46.5.
I kind of like the over. Because I feel like the Dolphins run away with this.
The Dolphins have been caught up in some oddly competitive games against subpar competition because their defense.
Say the Texans get 4 field goals. So that's 12 points. I think that the Dolphins can get 5 touchdowns on the Texans.
This, to me, I'm staying away. This is one of those games where, for some reason, the Dolphins win by 3.
I'm going to go with it. Texans, Dolphins over 46.5.
Good. Jim?
I think the spread's too high. I'm not going to touch it.
All right. Next, we have the Bears at the Jets. Jets -5.5, over under 40.5. The Jets have named Mike White as their starter. Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco both not starting. The Bears questionable is Justin Fields.
Wait, where did Mike White come from?
Like what school?
He's
Yeah,
Pat's cousin.
no, he's much better than that.
I feel like he came from one of those
Mike White,
like a MAC school or something.
yeah. Let's see.
Thoughts on this game?
Education.
I would
He
not
was
fade the
Western
Bears.
Kentucky Hilltopper.
He's Western Kentucky, eh?
Yeah, he went to NSU University. USF, and
We
then-
talked about this. We should have known this. We talked about this like 4 episodes ago.
What?
That he was from Western Kentucky.
Really
Okay.
Yeah, we discussed this.
missed it.
When
Yeah.
did Mike White ever get brought into the picture before?
It was brought up on like they brought it up during a college game out of nowhere, and I was like, why is this being discussed? And then it was like he has a possibility to start for the Jets because injury at one point.
Gotcha. All of these unknowns, I'm staying away from this game.
Yeah, me too.
If I knew Justin Fields was going to be starting, I'd probably take the Bears plus.
Yeah, me too. That's a great summary of thoughts there.
Okay. Next in the Sunday late games, we've got the Raiders at the Seahawks. Hawks favored by 3.5, over under 47.5. Alex, are you on the Seahawks?
Yes. Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Yeah. It's happening.
it's happening.
It is happening, and it will be exciting. Exciting times. I'm staying away from it. The Raiders, they're one of those teams that just continue to, I don't know, at this point, find ways to stay in games. They're not winning any games. I think they're at least competitive now. I think Derek Carr has figured out his flow with Devontae Adams. But yeah, I'm staying away. Next, we have the Chargers at the Cardinals. Chargers favored by 4.5, over under 47.5.
Nope. Fade the Chargers.
Fade the Chargers, fade the Cardinals.
Fade the Chargers.
Fade
Not
the
doing it.
Chargers.
You're fading the Chargers, a team that just lost by 3 to Kansas City.
I'm gonna
Lost
take the
by
Niners.
3 to the 49ers.
Both much better opponents than the Cardinals.
I say they'll lose the Cardinals.
Yikes. You can put that as a best bet, buddy.
No, I can't do that. Like
Okay.
my fandom is I have a little bit of faith, but
Okay. Next, we have the Rams at the Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 14.5, over under 44. Matthew Stafford has been ruled out in this game.
their only other weapon is Higbee, and he just got a knee injury at practice.
So
They have nothing.
Allen Robinson isn't a person. Darrell Henderson, I think, did he get cut?
I'm telling you what the fantasy football gods have said. They're literally said the only weapon, Mr. Higbee, is now hurt.
I am staying away. 14.5 is a big line in the NFL.
Staying away.
I kind of want the Chiefs.
You do you, brother. And the last game in the Sunday late slate, Saints at 49ers. 49ers favored by 9.5, over under 43.5.
What's your thoughts?
I'm staying away. I mean, everything should say Niners at home. But the Saints do play defense, and who knows what the Red Rocket's going to do in any given Sunday.
Yeah, I was confident on 49ers last week, and it helped, but I'm going to do nothing here. I have
Jim?
I kind of want the Niners. I'm struggling, guys. I'm struggling. I got 2 games I need to pick on to get to 8, and I got a bunch of NFL games that I'm like
Why do you need to get to
flirting with
8?
to make myself feel good enough.
Maybe this is the problem. You make yourself get to a number and not just pick the games you feel confident in.
That could be. That
Yeah.
could be.
You pick the board, you don't let the board pick you.
You should put that on a shirt, Muff.
And Sunday night football with the Packers at the Eagles. Eagles -7, over under 46.5 points. Eagles coming off a less than stellar performance, still getting a win, but not in convincing fashion as we would have hoped. It has come out, I think today, Aaron Rodgers has been playing with a broken thumb, right thumb,
Of course.
since early October.
Yeah, sure.
You don't believe that? You don't believe this, Jim?
Man, I really want to take the Eagles here. But
I want to know. I
I'm
don't know.
sad.
I want to know what Jim's getting at here. You don't believe it?
I'm sure he has some heroic thing that he has to battle through. Whatever.
Alex, heavily leaning Eagles.
I'm leaning the Eagles, but I don't think I'm gonna take it. I hate this is just a pet peeve of mine. I hate when the line is 7.
Definitely not
I hate it.
not conducive to feeling confident.
No, so I'm not gonna do it.
All right, I'm staying away as well. Steelers at Colts in Monday Night Football. Colts favored by 2.5. Over under 39.5. Give me the Steelers plus the points. Even playing at Indianapolis, where leader of men Jeff Saturday is there, I think that the Steelers' defense is the separator in this one, and their offense does just enough. The Steelers win this game outright.
I am glad you said it because I'm feeling good about it. I don't like to bet on my teams, so I don't think I'm actually gonna bet on them because then I'll be pissed if we lose and I lose money. But
Jim?
I don't want to bet on the Steelers. Yeah, I'm staying away.
Okay.
I want to, but Jeff Saturday, I have a thing in my heart for Jeff Saturday. I want him to be successful. But the Steelers, I don't know. No, I'm not staying away. Nope.
You're not staying away?
I am staying away.
You are
he
staying
did say he
away.
was not staying away. Was what you just said. But
I'm staying away.
Okay. That wraps up the NFL slate, which brings us into our best bets. We'll start off in the same order. We will go Alex, Jim, Muff.
all right, so I have 3 best bets in the college world, and I have 4 best bets in the NFL. I let the board lead me to this. I did not let. Wait, I did not lead the board. I let the board lead me to this.
Smart ass. Good try.
All right, so I'll take Tulane plus 2.5 at Cincinnati. I'll take Florida State minus 9.5 versus Florida. Oregon minus 3.5 at Oregon State. And then in the NFL, I will take the Vikings minus 2.5 versus the Patriots. The Bucks minus 3.5 at the Browns. Texans Dolphins over 46.5, and the Seahawks minus 3.5 versus the
Raiders. Jim.
I'm going to take UNC minus 6.5 against NC State. Taking Oregon minus 3.5 against Oregon State. Taking Penn State minus 18.5 against Michigan State. I'm taking Pitt minus 6.5 against Miami. Taking the Vikings minus 2.5 against the Patriots. Taking the Bucks minus 3.5 against the Browns. I'm taking the Commanders minus 4 against the Falcons. And I'm flirting with that 49ers line. I'll make my decision once Muff finishes his picks.
And I'm going to go in the sequence of how these games are going to go down. Thursday, I'm taking the Vikings to cover 2.5 versus the Patriots. Friday action, I have Cincinnati to cover 2.5 versus Tulane, and Florida State to cover 9.5 versus Florida. And Saturday action, I'm going to take Oregon to cover 3.5 versus Oregon State, and Penn State to cover 18.5 versus Michigan State. On the Sunday slate, I'm going to take the Titans plus the points, 1.5 taking on the Bengals, and the Steelers plus 2.5 taking on the Colts in Monday Night Football.
I'm laying off the 49ers. I'm gonna stick with my 7.
There you go, Jim. You bet the board.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Proud of you in that. Which brings us into the specialty picks. First, we have the Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
I'm a pow pow.
What are we gonna pick here, boys? The Oregon game. Looks like it.
We all on that?
Yep.
Or Vikings.
I feel good about the Oregon game.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
The Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week is Oregon to cover 3.5 at Oregon State.
I like it.
Which brings us to the Neil Brown Risky Pick of the Week.
But no.
Titans money line.
I veto that.
You veto the Titans money line.
Yeah.
Then Steelers money line.
I am willing to say Steelers money line.
Why are you so against Titans money line?
I don't agree with where you guys stand on it. Like,
Well, then
I
make the
think
Bengals -1.5 a best bet.
Here we go.
you're not going to goat me into it. I'm not going to do that. I'm vetoing it for the risky pick.
Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan.
No,
You're vetoing it on the not even on the grounds that it's against one of your best bets. That's usually the veto ground.
I'm saying I told you. You know what? If I will let that go in as a risky pick, but I do not want it in the parlay.
What?
The Titans pick.
We're hitting
Oh,
the
I think
reset
that-
button on that. It's the all star that's going
Fine.
in. We
Do
hit
whatever you
reset.
want on the risky pick.
No, I'm trying to make it something we all agree on.
No, I'm cool with it. Put it in.
You're not cool with it. You just said you weren't cool with it. I
Louisville.
was just trying to understand.
I just thoroughly believe you guys are going to lose that game.
Louisville.
If you, this is what I don't understand. If you thoroughly believe we're going to lose this game, why are you not taking the Bengals?
Because he thinks that they only won by 1 point.
If that's true, then I need him to say it.
Because like you bit me, baiting me last week. I'm not getting baited again this week and lose.
It's not my fault that you go underneath the little box with the stick and there's carrots and you're like yum yum yum. Not my
I'm
fault
not going
you
to
do
do
it.
it this week.
Not my fault you do it. I'm just saying, if you feel that contrarian to that pick, why is the other side of it not on your best bet?
I think we should probably just go with the Steelers.
I'm not going to do it.
Which
Go
one?
with the Steelers. Go with the Steelers. Or I really don't care. You guys pick.
Fine, it's the Steelers.
That way I can say when it loses.
When what
Told you
loses?
so.
When what loses?
The Titans.
What if the Titans win?
You can tell me you told me so.
Let's just
Right,
go
then we're gonna be really mad at you because you
Let's just do the
you
Steelers.
spited it. There was a
No,
spite. This is a spite veto, and I don't like it.
I don't know if it's really a spite veto.
It is because he's not willing to take the other side, even though he knows the other ones, the Titans aren't going to win. That's a spite.
No, fuck you. I'll put it in there.
Alex, trap.
You know what? Then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Why not?
Because you're an asshole about it.
You're the one that's being the asshole.
I'm not doing it.
Well, then why can't we take the Titans' money line then?
Do it.
Are they going to win, Jim?
If you believe so.
Do you think they're going to win, Jim?
Does it matter what I believe?
It does matter what you
It's
believe.
not my risk. It's not my bets. Go ahead.
It is your bet. This is a team. This is a team
I'm not
pick.
putting money on it. Go ahead.
This is a team pick.
Can we move on to the Punisher parlay now, or what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Are you taking Bengals or not,
I'm not.
Alex?
I'm fine with either. Titans or Steelers.
That's on you, buddy.
Titans, Steelers, Michigan, or Louisville are my four I'm putting up.
Call the ball, Ma.
Titans, Steelers, Michigan, Louisville. Michigan, it is.
Go ahead.
No, just put in Steelers.
Steelers is in there. Steelers money line at Colts is the Neil Brown risky pick of the week. No deliverance, Jim?
Nah, I'm good.
So we're back to a reset on the parlay.
We're back to reset on the Punisher parlay.
Just make the loser parlay.
Loser, the L7 weenie parlay.
Yeah, there you go.
It starts out with the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week, which is Oregon to cover 3.5 at Oregon State. Jim, you get the first choice.
I'm gonna take the Bengals.
Nope,
at
vetoed
Titans minus-
because it's not even your best bet.
Well, how do you get to veto it?
Wait, Muff, did you take the Titans?
Yes.
Then technically it's against the Muff's best bets.
Okay. All right.
I'm just being fair that technically.
That is true.
There is a actual rule,
That is true.
unspoken, but
There's also
Give
an
me-
unspoken rule that it has to be one of your best bets to go into the Punisher parlay.
Give me Pitt minus 6.5 at Miami.
Alex, I'll let you.
give me the Bucks minus 3.5 at the Browns.
Get it, Nate. Bring back a dub for Alex.
Yep. I have faith that Nate will bring it through.
Me too. Me too. And I'm going to take Penn State to cover 18.5, winning the land grant trophy from Michigan State.
I think this might be the week.
Could be the week, gents. This could be the week.
Could be.
I feel good about it.
This is very highly contested episode.
It was one specific thing that was contentious, and it's because
This is
you were
much
being
like politics at Thanksgiving.
you were being
Let's not talk politics.
unnecessarily abrasive, Jim. Unnecessarily
What?
abrasive.
How was I being abrasive? All I said was veto. You're the one who started the controversy.
You started a controversy by vetoing it, even though you had no dog in the fight.
Okay, Bob.
But you,
Much like you should do at Thanksgiving, I'm gonna let this go
you could
because I
You
love
could-
you and I'm
you-
thankful for you in my life.
you can still add the Bengals 1.5 to your best
I could.
bets.
I could. I'm not gonna.
No. Confidence is waning, Alex. Confidence is waning.
It is. You're right.
So much like on Thanksgiving, when you get to the end of Thursday night, you've had all the conversations, you've had all the battles on and off the field with your family, friends, and other loved ones. You get to sit down with a nice glass of your beverage of choice.
Yep.
Could be a whiskey. Could be a Bailey's on the rocks. It could be a Busch Light.
Yes.
But when you get to that time on Thursday night, one thing you can know is you can turn on Lizzo and she will always tell you
It's about damn
It's
time.
about damn time.